The objective of this event is to honor our law enforcement officers who are dedicated to stopping these horrible DUI tragedies and keeping our roadways safer for all of us to travel on. Our other purpose is to remember those loved ones lost and acknowledge the lost potential taken with each of their lives.
When I was in the legislature, I made it a point to pass as much highway safety legislation as possible. The reason is because I lost my daughter in a traffic crash. Everyone's got to know how important the DUI issue is. And we here in the room, we understand this, but we have to make sure that we educate as many people as possible.
And our mission is clear and it's unwavering. We have to improve highway safety and the quality of life for Florida residents and its visitors. And the Florida Department of Transportation works very closely with foundations like the Dori Slosberg Foundation and groups like Mothers Against Drunk Driving and other agencies and other safety advocacy groups to make highway safety better for the people of Florida. And in fiscal year 2007, the Florida Department of Transportation Safety Office awarded over $5 million in grants to support education and enforcement efforts targeting impaired drivers. The Florida Department of Transportation strongly supports zero tolerance for impaired driving. The message is simple. No matter who you are, what you drive, or where you drive in Florida, if you are caught driving drunk, you will be arrested. In Florida, there were 23,864 alcohol-related crashes in 2005. 17,783 were injury crashes. 1,239 were fatal crashes. Drunk drivers were responsible for over 33% of the fatal crashes in the state.
It was February 4th, 2005. She was a freshman at college at UCF, and we got that dreaded phone call at 2:15 in the morning that no parent wants to get. At first, we were just told that she was involved in a crash. Everything seemed okay. She seemed okay. Went up to the hospital to Orlando and found out on our way there that she wasn't going to survive. She had been hit by a drunk driver who had crossed the median. It was a second-time DUI offender that caused the crash. There were 3 other girls in the car that survived. Jessie did not. She was 19 years old. She wanted to be a teacher and make a difference in children's lives.
I was told it would be a good idea to leave the room where I had just watched him die, so that I didn't see them take him away in a body bag. My son, my only child, was the victim of a homicide. My son was killed by a drunk driver. Matt was a student at Florida State University. He was a senior and looking forward to grad school. He was home for winter break and had just left to go scuba diving on a scuba diving trip with friends. But on 12/21/06, instead of receiving a phone call that Matt had arrived at his destination, I received a call that every parent dreads. I was told that a drunk driver had crashed into the back of the car that Matt was riding in and that he had been airlifted to the hospital.
All of us have similar stories that people that they know were involved and lost loved ones in car accidents and things like that. And the statistics in Florida are shocking. 3,500 people died in a car accident in 2005. More than a third of those died in alcohol-related accidents. If we were to change that reality, then it's going to take all of us working together. I do applaud the effort that the Dori Slosberg Foundation is making to change that reality, and applaud the efforts of the law enforcement men and women that are doing the hard and the tough job. Thank you very much.
The message is to the drunk drivers out there. And Irv, you mentioned all of the unfortunate zeros that are connected with these statistics. Well, I would say that there's 1 zero that will make happen, and that's zero tolerance for these drunk drivers. Thank you so much.
We're now sponsoring one of the first victim impact panels directed at the youth. So we're trying to get underage drinking to be reduced, and we're trying to get underage people to understand the dangers of drunk driving. So I think together we can work better. Together we can all make a difference together. And Herb, I appreciate so much that you have brought all these people here tonight to direct their attention at this vital issue of drunk driving.
Shows that the state of Florida has had one of 3 states that's had a reduction in alcohol-related traffic crashes in the last 12 months. So that's a credit to all law enforcement in this room and throughout the state of Florida. So it's good. That's good news for the state of Florida, one of 3 states. So appreciate being here, appreciate the troopers, all local law enforcement, and the Dori Slosberg Foundation. So thanks, sir, for what you do for us. Okay.
And once again to all of the law enforcement officers who risk their lives to save others, as well as our friends from Nova Southeastern University, who is a continuous support of the Dori Slosberg Foundation, and our sponsor, Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Thank you all.
Who's affected the most by DUI driving? Usually the drunks walk away from serious injury accidents. Unfortunately, it's the innocent family driving down the road that gets seriously injured or killed that is the true victim of a drunk driver.